This week has been a bit of a news week, and like I said before, a lot of my videos are not showing up for a lot of you that are subscribed, let alone new people. So we upload all the time over here on this channel, at the very least every other day, and all the time on Degenerate Plays almost every day. So please be sure to check those out because YouTube will not show you. But here's the thing, Toys R Us, we talked about this a long time ago about Toys R Us shutting down. This was years ago, actually, before anyone found this channel ever, and it was something that was really sad for me, but expected. You know, as a adult, obviously, it's not like I'm out there buying toys all the time, but toys are fun to collect. You know, I like action figures, I like Legos, I like Funko Pops, within reason, the good ones. There's all kinds of stuff I like. Recently, I've taken to collecting some replicas of Star Trek ships. You know, it's just a fun hobby. And the thing with Toys R Us was that it did provide kind of a one-stop shop for almost everything. Now, it had a lot of problems that did lead to its downfall. Eventually, it filed for bankruptcy in 2017, and it did actually have $8 billion in debt at that time. Now, a lot of people are going to say that's insane, and it is, but almost every business has debt of some kind. It's just revolving and how you get out of it and become profitable. Toys R Us had a lot of problems with that kind of led them to disappear, but it does look like they are on the rise for at least a temporary return. Now, they do still have a website and they are owned by a parent company, but it's interesting to note that Macy's, yes, you heard me right, Macy's, the store that's known for clothes and furniture and bedding, which I guess is furniture, and fun stuff for adult people, like, you know, Christmas ornaments and candy. That Macy's. They actually did give a little bit of an update on Toys R Us, stating that Toys R Us will be coming to their stores, which is interesting to me because there's no way for this to be the size of the original Toys R Us, obviously. Most Macy's, at least that I know of in Minnesota, granted this is Minnesota, are multi-leveled, so there is actually a lot of room. But the current plan right now is for it to essentially be like an outlet store inside of Macy's. So what they're planning to do in almost pretty much every location, actually, it's going to be, according to them, every Macy's location in the United States, they're going to have a 1,000 square foot area that is going to be Toys R Us. Now, this is not huge. This is not as big as the original Toys R Us, but a lot of those original Toys R Us's were also combined with Babies R Us, which kind of led to a half-and-half store anyways. And it's interesting to read about this because in the flagship Macy's areas, as reported by the Washington Post, there is actually going to be 10,000 square feet locations. So that's going to be in flagship locations in Atlanta, Chicago, Honolulu, Houston, Los Angeles, Miami, New York itself, San Francisco, and San Jose. But in everywhere else, it's going to be about 1,000 square foot area. Now, we don't really know completely what kind of stuff they will carry other than obviously toys. I mean, that's a given. But we don't know what the type of selection will be. Old Toys R Us's, I'm sure you remember, did actually have video games, and they had their own video game section, which they never cycled out old games for some reason in the ones I went to. That was kind of a weird thing with Toys R Us, is they would keep all of this stock from over the years, but it would never decrease in price, at least that I noticed. So that was kind of something that really did contribute to them going downhill in maybe a more concise, precise area with less stock but more focused would be good for them to actually be able to sell toys. Plus, it does give people something to do in Macy's if they have their children with them, or if you're people like me where you have to ferry your mother around to different places because her leg was absolutely destroyed in a knee replacement surgery and she's still on the mend, and while you're kind of waiting around for her to use the electric hover rounds inside of the stores, you're just bored. This gives me something to do, at least until they shut down again. Now, I know that that's a little bit negative, but it's just hard for me to assume that this is going to be a permanent thing, you know, especially in Macy's. There's a lot of people who are never going to pay attention to this. As much as I like brick and mortar stores, just the same way that I'm an old man at heart and like buying physical movies and video games, which some of you completely understand and some don't get at all. It's one of those things where it's like most people buy their stuff online. They actually did publish a recent study, I believe it was in 2021, and that's mentioned in this Washington Post article as well that is in the description down below as a source. They actually did mention that even though toy sales are up in terms of since 2019. And obviously, Toys R Us itself filed for bankruptcy in 2017. Even though toy sales are up, most of those are online. So most of those are online purchases, which then bringing back a brick and mortar store, as much as someone like me likes, isn't going to really contribute to that, unless somebody goes into the store, sees it, then goes online, but then they're most likely going to buy it from anywhere. So unless you secure that physical sale, it's not helping. I don't know. I'm interested to see what happens with this. They are even bringing back the whole Jeffrey the Giraffe thing. So they're going to have him, like with a statue of him, kind of like they used to have the old Ronald McDonald statues outside of a lot of McDonald's. They're going to have like a little statue of him with a bench or something where kids can take pictures with him. I don't know if kids are going to care about this kind of stuff though or not, because like, again, not to be the most old soul imaginable, but a lot of kids now, and this is coming from a former high school teacher, they don't care about all the same stuff that we cared about when we were kids. I'm talking to other people in their 20s and 30s. A lot of kids, they're dating earlier. They're dating each other like at the end of elementary school, which is insane to me, but they are. I didn't even know like what was between anyone's legs until I was in middle school. And I didn't even know what was going on down there for me, to be honest. But, kids are like into all kinds of other stuff now, smartphones and video games and all this stuff. It's interesting to me to see if this will have any impact on the toy industry, on the collectible industry, or on Macy's themselves and actually drive the foot traffic that they want. Clearly, even if Macy's is doing good, I think that it's pretty obvious that, that they need something to bring more people in. Again, I can only speak for Minnesota, which I'm sure seems like Diet Canada nowhere to a lot of you. But where I live, where there are tons of people and the Twin Cities is here and everything, it is worth noting that a lot of times when I go in Macy's, unless it is Christmas time, there's not many people there. So will it drive more people to Macy's? Will it not? I don't know. I'm interested to hear your thoughts down below. Would you want to go back to a Toys R Us if you collect toys, if you're a fan of Legos or action figures or whatever? Was this somewhere you would go? Or is it being in Macy's already kind of a thing where it's like, you're not going to go look? And what are your thoughts about stores having other stores in them? Because obviously you do have stuff that's done this very successfully, like, for example, Walmart, where you have like an optical. Target has that too. And they have their own clinics and Targets. And they, the meme of a Subway or a McDonald's historically being in a Walmart. Do you go to any of these places? Do you not? It kind of depends for me, because some of them end up seeming really trashy compared to the place that they're in. So I guess it would depend on that, and if people would even know about this outside of niche toy collectors, because let's be honest, how many children or teenagers are purposely walking through Macy's looking for toys? Let me know what you think in the comments down below. Please be sure to leave a like if you enjoy this and subscribe for more content. I appreciate you very much. I know I say this a lot, but we would not be here without our patrons. So thank you very much to some of our patrons, including Seth and the Dark Nightmare. You guys are awesome, and we appreciate you so much. In the description down below is the source for this story, along with a thriving Discord community that I encourage you to join. We have Degenerate Plays, our secondary channel, and of course my wife's Etsy shop, Enchanted Glamor, where she sells all kinds of beautiful jewelry and other stuff, gifts for everyone of all ages for the family. Going to support the channel with every purchase. Have a fantastic day. As always, everyone, stay shui.